Welcome to What Am I Looking At, a podcast from the Department of Art and Design at Arkansas State University. My name is Dr. Catherine Baker, and I'm a professor specializing in the history of medieval and early modern art. Throughout this series, each presenter will be giving you insight into works of art from across history that are in some way unusual, sometimes strange, sometimes hard to understand. So let's get to today's dive into the visual world on your radio. When seen from a distance, Giuseppe Arcimboldo's Four Seasons in One Head looks like a portrait of an eccentrically dressed person of very advanced age, with wizened skin and erratically jetting chin hairs. Upon closer inspection, we are instead confronted with a fantastical image of a man composed entirely of flora, a face of knotted wood, an upwardly projecting headdress of branches, ripened grapes, and sweet-looking apples, and a collar of delicate flowers and clusters of fulsome golden wheat. The pièce de résistance for this image, however, are the cherries that hang from the woody stump that stands in for the figure's ear, reminiscent of how kids make cherry earrings when they see two of these red-orbed fruit connected by a single stem. An image that feels both strange and familiar, Four Seasons in One Head was not the only painting Arcimboldo made where the figure portrayed was composed of inanimate objects. Often painted in series, such as the Four Elements, where water is made of fish, crustaceans, coral, and oceanic mammals, he carefully chose the materials to match the theme of the work. The librarian is made of books, while the waiter is composed of plates, jugs, and other serving vessels. In many cases, there also existed a poetic reading for these immediately humorous images, such as the figure of Vertumnus, where a noble-looking man is crafted entirely out of just harvested fruits, vegetables, and flowers. This is, in fact, a portrait of the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II, for whom Arcimboldo acted as a court painter. In this image, the patron's ripened body is a metaphor for the wealth and abundance created under his leadership. While Arcimboldo had a successful career, working for 3 consecutive Holy Roman emperors in the second half of the 16th century, he had been more or less forgotten soon after his death. It was only in the 20th century, when his paintings came to be appreciated by the Surrealists, that he re-entered the history of art. Four Seasons in One Head, currently in the National Gallery of Art in D.C., holds a special place in that legacy. One of his final works, Arcimboldo produced this right before his death, and some have taken it to be a kind of self-portrait, both a rumination on his advanced age and a final version of the great invention of his career. Somber in many respects, one can't help but be drawn to those quirky cherries and feel like you and the artist get to share a little laugh across time. What Am I Looking At is provided by KASU in collaboration with the Department of Art and Design at A-State. Stay tuned next week for another exploration of art over your airwaves.